How's it going, football fans around the world? Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to Club Football. What a game that was we just seen between Manchester City and Liverpool. Manchester City taking this game 3-2, and man, it feels good to finally get back at Liverpool. Manchester City haven't beaten Liverpool in the last 5 previous meetings. They ended up losing 3 in a row to them. 2 of them already being in this season. As we remember, losing to them in the Community Shield, 3-2, I believe, and then losing them back to October 1-0 at Anfield. So, yeah, I was starving for a dub versus Liverpool, and we finally got it. I know it's in the League Cup, and I know a lot of people and a lot of fans don't take it seriously, but I like the League Cup. I feel like people just use that as an excuse when their team loses to say that it's not important. And you know what? They're right and they're wrong. For me, I like the League Cup, right? Silverware is silverware, but to be honest, it is at the bottom of, you know, the Premier League, Champions League, FA Cup, and then the League Cup. But like I said, it's still nice to win, especially when you're going up against big teams like Chelsea, which we did in the previous round, and then Liverpool, which we just defeated today. It feels good, but I understand, right? Big teams don't typically start their strongest 11, as we've seen today with both teams. Manchester City starting Cole Palmer, Lewis, Ortega. Mahrez hasn't been a typical starter. And then as for Liverpool, they started Carvalho. They started Bajetic. Bajetic. I think that's how you say his name. Milner as right back, which I know a lot of Liverpool fans were fuming about. Elliott, and then of course the backup keeper for Liverpool. I get this wasn't the strongest Liverpool side to defeat, but it still feels good, especially since this was the first competitive match since the World Cup. So now let's get into the match reaction. So yeah, we won 3-2. That's good and all, but honestly, it was a very, very frustrating game. And the reason why it was so frustrating is because we should have finished them off in the first 30 minutes of the game. I was so happy to see Haaland get his first goal versus Liverpool, which I talked about in my prediction video. And actually in my prediction, let's talk about my prediction. In my prediction video, although I got the scoreline very wrong, I said I thought it would be 1-1 draw between us, and I thought Manchester City would end up winning in PKs. I did pretty much predict the rest of the match correctly. I was talking about how both Haaland and Salah were going to be huge in this game, and I thought they would be the difference in this game. They sort of were, sort of weren't, right? They both got a goal, which it was nice to finally see Haaland get his goal versus Liverpool, because as we know, he has really struggled against this Liverpool side, and just before this match just wasn't able to find his feet. And then as for Salah, he got his goal that ended up tying the game. What I said in my predictions video is that I expected Manchester City to come out and dominate, but I expected us to miss chances. And that is exactly what this Manchester City side did. I don't know what this City side does after training. I really don't. Because what it seems like to me is that everyone but Haaland and De Bruyne are just out playing possession all damn day. Because when it comes to anything else, like finishing, God, it is terrible, right? Palmer had a huge miss. Gundogan should have tested the keeper a lot better. When it comes to finishing, we just really, really struggled, right? This Liverpool side was begging for us to finish them off in the 30 minutes. They were begging for us to do it. They were losing possession in their own half, in front of goal. Like, we really should have punished them here, and we really should have put the game away in the first 30 minutes. But no, 10 minutes after we get our goal, Liverpool were able to find a goal for themselves. What a finish it was by Carvalho, but man, we were sleeping. And like I said, we really should have finished our own chances. And it's really frustrating to see because, I mean, if we're looking at the stats, right? If we look at the stats, we more than doubled their shots. We more than tripled their shots on target. We had 57% possession. They had 43%. But yeah, and if you were to just look at those stats, you would think, well, City probably beat them by, you know, at least 2 goals. No. We only ended up just getting ahead of them, winning 3-2. And it was a very, very tight game all the way to the end. And again, this is just City putting themselves in situations which they shouldn't be. When it comes to Liverpool, we just really struggle putting them away. And I know games aren't all about stats. A lot of times stats can be very deceiving in games, but in this game, it wasn't, right? We were the dominant side, and Liverpool can come out this game and say they missed tons of opportunities too, right? Like Darwin Núñez, in terms of finishing, had a really, really bad game, like really, really bad. Like he should have put one away, at least one away himself. and he just wasn't able to. But if we're going in terms of dominance and in terms of just finishing plays, Manchester City should have put this Liverpool side away a long time ago. But to be fair to Liverpool, we have to respect it. And I also said this in my predictions video. It doesn't matter how poor Liverpool are playing, or it doesn't matter how out of the game they seem to be. They can always find a way back in because of how clinical they are. And this is what I said about in my predictions video. Liverpool, in the past 5 games, haven't been dominant, but they have been better than us in terms of being better with their possession. They don't need the ball all the time. And honestly, I think they do this on purpose. I think Klopp lines up this way purposely versus City because he keeps getting away with it, right? He's like, why change anything if it keeps working? Even though we might be getting dominant, even though we might be very vulnerable at times, City haven't been punishing us. And all we got to do is get a few chances ourselves, and we end up winning the game. So it almost worked out again today. Thankfully, we were able to get the 3 goals to finally put this freaking Liverpool side away. But we make it harder for ourselves. But you honestly got to respect Liverpool a lot because, like I said, it doesn't matter how out of it they are. It doesn't matter what players are playing for Liverpool, right? They can have a midfielder at right back, even though he has played right and left back before. It's still not ideal for them, and they can still be in matches, right? Like I said, they are typically better with their possession than us because we will dominate games, we will create the more chances, but we won't punish them for them. And then Liverpool, all they need to do is break our press a few times. They're through in goal. They get the goals. And yeah, unfortunately for them today, Nunes just did not have their shooting boots on today. And I want to talk about Nunes a bit because he's getting a lot of hate. Honestly, to me, I think he's a good player. I think he could be an outstanding player, right? I don't think a lot of people will deny that Nunes is not a good player, but I'm going to go even further and say I think this guy can be an absolute beast. I mean, do you see the pace on this guy? That goal that he set up for Salah, what a outside the boot pass it was by Oxlade-Chamberlain, which we got to give credit to him because I don't remember the last time I seen him, and he honestly came in and did pretty well. But Nunes, his pace and his strength, it's good. It is good. And the positions he gets himself into is really, really impressive too. It's just, he's in his head. And as someone who's been a striker in football before, as someone who's played the game as well, all it takes is getting a few goals and gaining some confidence, and bam, you take off. For the opposing teams, don't let this Nunes guy get any confidence and get some goals going for him, because if he just learns to be confident and he just gets outside of his head and it just becomes natural to him, he will be a hell of a beast, because the positions he gets himself into and the pace that he has, he can be a real problem, but he has to get there and he just hasn't. And so other than that, he has been poor. Like I said, he should have put away at least one of those opportunities that he had. It's been really poor for him, and if I was a Liverpool fan, this guy would be driving me nuts. But as an opposing fan, as someone who's kind of looking at on the outside, I see the talent, but he has to do better. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of talk about him because I've seen he's getting a lot of hate. But yeah, the deserving team won, but damn did Liverpool make it a game, and damn did City almost throw away another game versus Liverpool, because like I said, we honestly should have put this Liverpool side away in the first 30 minutes, and we just weren't able to. And we have to kind of tip our hats off to them too, because I've never seen a team play so poorly and yet get so many goals and get so many results out of Manchester City, right? Like it's honestly impressive. When Liverpool kept tying the game, typically I'd be bitching and moaning and be like, what the Man City, like Liverpool don't deserve it. They don't deserve it. But in today's game, I just stayed quiet and I just thought to myself, this is what they do. This is what they do. It's no longer just luck. It's no longer a coincidence. This is what they do. They just are just clinical. And like I said, fortunately, Man City was able to get out of it. But for how poorly this Liverpool side played against us, and yet we're still able to make it a match, it's impressive. So yes, a good win for Manchester City, but we do have to get this figured out, because when it is in other games like Prem matches, we're going to have to do a lot better and a lot more to put this Liverpool side away. But yeah, that's my reaction on the match. Let me know down below in the comments what you guys thought of the match. Are you guys excited for the comeback of the Premier League and just club football in general? And yeah, other than that, please like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon.